The House has passed a bill that could ban TikTok in the U.S. unless the app parts ways with its Chinese parent company. The future of that bill, though, is less certain in the Senate. We're going to go to our Washington reporter Kevin Fry at Capitol Hill with details on what happened in the House today, as well as where this bill might go from here. Kevin.
Yeah, good afternoon, Annika. At this point, look, there are lots of questions over here on the Senate side of Capitol Hill about this bill's future. But in terms of the argument you're hearing from those who supported this, which I should say was a wide bipartisan group of lawmakers in the House of Representatives, they argue that, look, there are national security concerns about this Chinese company owning this very popular social media app that has millions of users in the U.S., in no small part because they're concerned about the security of individuals' private personal data. There are also more national security concerns heading particularly into the November elections. Now, one of the questions that was presented to one of the Democratic leaders on Capitol Hill today, Congressman Hakeem Jeffries of Brooklyn, was about that election. Could this turn off, having all of these Democrats in particular joining with Republicans to vote for this bill, could that turn off young voters who, by a large amount, tend to vote more democratically? And obviously, President Biden in particular needs their support heading into November. Here is some of what we heard from Hakeem Jeffries on that.
I don't support a ban on TikTok. The legislation did not ban TikTok. It's simply a divestiture of TikTok so that this social media platform can be owned by an American company that would protect the data and the privacy of the American consumer from malignant foreign interests like the Chinese Communist Party.
Now, there were a host of lawmakers from the New York City area that did vote against advancing this bill, many of them of the more progressive bent of the Democratic caucus. One of them, Congressman Jerry Nadler, who put out a statement that read, in part, whatever national security concerns may exist, there is not enough evidence of a threat to suggest that the government should step in and regulate that form of expression. Congress should instead work to address the challenges of TikTok while adhering to our commitment to protect America's right to freedom of association and expression. So hitting there on some of those First Amendment concerns that have been voiced by those who oppose this legislation, and also expressing, as we've heard from some other lawmakers, concerns that TikTok is particularly targeted by this bill as opposed to taking a more comprehensive approach to social media. Now, as we mentioned at the top, questions are about what happens over here on the Senate side. You've already heard some dissent and questions from some leading senators, and the only comment we've gotten from Senator Schumer's office, he's of course the majority leader here, is that they will review the legislation, so by no means promising to take it up for a vote on the Senate floor.